Alright, so welcome back guys, or welcome to this your first time here. I'm Vision here with Blind Entertainment, bringing you guys another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the news regarding the Walking Dead Season 10 that we've gotten over the past few weeks from San Diego Comic-Con, and some of the reveals that they've been giving us each Thursday leading up to the premiere in October 6th. So if The Walking Dead is something you're interested in, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon. That way you're missing more Walking Dead content from me moving forward. Now let's begin. Now, starting off, we got news from San Diego Comic-Con regarding Danai and whether or not she was going to be leaving the show. At San Diego Comic-Con, she confirmed the fact that Michonne, or at least she was leaving, the character of Michonne will be leaving the series as well. Now, there are rumors going out regarding her joining the Rick movies. There have also been rumors about her getting her own little spin-off movie or mini-series. So we honestly don't know. It all depends on what goes on. We know she's got Black Panther movies, although she's not the lead role. You never know what could go on there. So we got a lot to think about in regards to Michonne and the future of her being on the show. But I am optimistic that we'll at least see her possibly in the Rick movies. If I'm being honest, though, I don't want to see her in the Rick movies, just mainly due to the fact that her character is going to be very different in the Rick Grimes movies compared to who she is on the TV show. So for that reason, I don't really want her in the Rick movies. But at the same time, I would like to see her continue on, maybe in her own mini-series looking for Rick. That would be maybe my best option if I want to see Michonne continue in the franchise. Next, we got some casting and The Walking Dead reveals news. Now, the first set of casting we got was for Thora Birch, I think that's how you pronounce her name, who will be playing a whisperer named Gamma. Now, I had predicted that we'd get another high-ranking whisperer in Season 10. That way we can have 3 of our characters fighting 3 whisper generals and leaders. So my prediction right here is Beta and Daryl will be fighting each other. From the trailer, probably Alpha and Carol, and Michonne and Gamma will probably have this back and forth. Now, they also mentioned that Gamma is going to be kind of like a close asset to Alpha, where she's like making sure she's okay, like sort of like her bodyguard in a sense. Now, this is very interesting. I'm curious to see how this will play off with how Beta is. So I'm very interested to see the dynamic between these 3. And another question I kind of have is, where was she during Season 9? I mean, that doesn't have to be like this big important piece of information, but at least I hope we get some kind of throwaway line saying maybe she was like down in the south, like getting the area prepped for the winter or something like that. Just give us a throwaway line like that. That would be fine. But just have her show up and just no explanation where she was in Season 9 just kind of feels a little off to me. But the next bit of casting news we got was that Kevin Carroll has been cast to play a character named Virgil in Season 10. Now, first off, I'm going to say he might not be playing a character actually named Virgil. If you go back in the history of The Walking Dead, a lot of times the characters will get like these names that aren't actually their names. So my prediction is that he isn't really going to be Virgil. I have 2 predictions on who this character could be. I think it could be Vincent from the comics. Vincent's an Alexandria person who has some beef with Rick due to the Whispers. So it could be that. Or I think it could be Pete from the comics. Now, he was an Oceanside person, but maybe due to the fact that, Oceanside has no men, this is a remixed version of something. I don't know, but I'm curious to see what his character is based on. From the description of his character, he's looking for his family, so I'm very interested in that path of what that will go into. There's very little we know about him and Gamma, so I'm very curious to see how they both play out in Season 10. Then we got some photos revealed for Season 10. Now, first up, we got this picture of Michonne and Judith, and it looks like Michonne's looking up at something. Now, we don't really know what it could be. There's speculation that it's the helicopter people. I do not believe at all that it's the helicopter people. My prediction here is that they just maybe see walkers or maybe something approaching. I don't know. I think it's just going to be something small, not like the helicopter people. Just maybe like a group of whisperers or walkers approaching Alexandria or something. Nothing like crazy in my opinion. Then we got a shot of Gabriel and Negan in Negan's cell. My prediction here is this is where Gabriel goes to Negan asking for him to help Aaron that we see in the trailer. That's where my prediction is right here. I don't think it's going to be much more. You got Gabriel in the cell. I think it's them just negotiating some type of terms to have him go and help Aaron or whatever. Then we got this shot here of Daryl and Carol on their motorcycle. Not much to go off of here. I do like this shot though. It's very similar to season 9 where you had Daryl and Rick riding a motorcycle. I kind of like how they did that. Just different characters in season 10 and 9. Just really cool how they just kind of draw similarities to both those scenes and both those characters. But again, not much to predict off of this picture alone. Next, we got a pic of Michonne and Magna in the woods. Now, my prediction here is that they're out looking for any kind of, like, signs of the Whispers being near. I think maybe the Whispers are setting up, like, things to scare the communities and the people. So I think that's something that's going to be going on here, is that they're going to be setting up some kind of fear trap, and they're looking at Yumiko, who you see here, is sitting at or kneeling at the ground. So maybe she's found something and she's reporting back to Magna and Michonne, because they both look like they take place at the same place. So I think both of these two pictures are at the same scene pretty much. So I think that's where both of these will take place, where they're out looking for anything and they come across this. Then you got a pic of Michonne and Daryl arriving at Oceanside. Now, we knew they were going to Oceanside. Not much really to predict here. All we know is that they arrived there, so you can't really predict too much off this picture, but a cool picture. Then we got a pic of Daryl, Cindy, Carol, Diane, and Michonne fighting off something. Now, my prediction here is that the Whispers let in, like, a bunch of walkers to scare the community people. So I think this is them fighting off some walkers and, defending the camp. Now, our last set of pictures are of Gabriel and Eugene and Sadiq with the baby. Now, not much to go off here. I think maybe they're just hanging out and going to meet up with Rosita. I don't know. There's not much really to, predict off of here. Just a picture of them going out, hanging out maybe. I don't know. Not much to predict. Then you got a shot of some walkers. Now, I can't tell if there's any Whispers along with these walkers, but we do see some walkers or maybe some Whispers. And I think this is where the walkers are led to the campsite and attack Michonne and those group that I just showed in that last set of pictures. So I think this is where that scene takes place. Now, last we got a pic of Negan, and he's, gardening or whatever. Now, the guy next to him has been said to be Brandon from the comics. So we know he's going to be coming to the TV show, and he plays a big part in an upcoming storyline with Negan and the Whispers. Not going to spoil anything for TV only fans, but he kind of plays a big role between Negan and some stuff that goes on with some Whispers. So very curious to see how they remix that in season 10. Next, we got some casting news in regards to Dante, a comic character. Now, it's been announced that Juan Javier Cardenas, I think that's how you pronounce his name, has been cast as Dante, who will be an Alexandrian citizen, whereas in the comic he was from the Hilltop. Now, this is most likely due to the fact that Maggie's not in the TV show right now, and in the comics he was a love interest for Maggie. My prediction right now is if Maggie does return, maybe he'll go to the Hilltop or migrate there and join up with Maggie and them after that point. But right now he's going to be at the Alexandria safe zone, so I'm curious to see how his character will be as a character from Alexandria. My prediction right here is that he's going to be like a close, like one of Michonne's lieutenants, and like kind of like one of her right-hand person, similar to like DJ and Sadiq. Since DJ is now dead, my prediction is maybe Dante takes his place as her new lieutenant. So that's my prediction for his character right now. Next, we got casting news for Brandon. Now, Brandon will be played by Blaine Kern III. I think that's how you pronounce his name, but he'll be playing Brandon. Now, for those who don't read the comics, Brandon was the son of Tammy in the comics, so I'm curious to see how they remix his character. Now, my prediction is that maybe at some point in the apocalypse or something, maybe him and his dad got divorced and Tammy married Earl. I don't know. That's kind of like maybe my prediction. Maybe probably won't happen, but I'm just curious to see how they remix this character since he's not the son of Tammy. So I'm curious to see what they do with his character and how he fits into the Negan story from the comic. We got some news regarding Rosita's baby. Now, if you missed the Talking Dead season 10 special, it was announced that Rosita's baby's name is Coco. due to, like, I guess Christian Serrato's, like, family. I guess it's some kind of family name. Now, if I'm gonna be honest, and this is not hating on Christian Serrato's or family or anything, I find the name Coco kind of dumb and stupid. Again, not hating on the actress or her family. I just don't like it. It just kind of seems silly. But maybe it'll grow on me. Now, the first pick, of course, we got Rosita and Eugene with the baby. Then you just got Eugene with the baby again. So, very curious to see what the relationship between Rosita and Eugene are with the baby. This is something I'm very curious to see play out since, this never happened in the comics. So, something I'm definitely curious to see play out in Season 10. Next, we got some new art and poster for Season 10. Now, if I'm going to be honest right off the bat, I do not like this poster. It looks kind of silly. I don't really like the colors. And the art style is just something I'm not a big fan of. If you want my honest opinion, I feel like it's something that like a kindergartner or, elementary school person would draw if they had like good art skills. It's just not my cup of tea. I prefer the original poster for Season 10, and it just doesn't grab me the way other posters have. But the last big reveal we've gotten for Season 10 of The Walking Dead is the Silence the Whispers like mini teaser. Now, one thing I will say that I like about this trailer is I like how they shift between the different characters and their different viewpoints and their different sentences, and they all look cool and badass in the fog. I don't think these are any scenes from the actual TV show. I think these are just promotion, and I don't think anything like this will play out. Some people might think it's the Whisper of War. I do not think so. I think it's just promo. However, I'm not a big fan of this teaser, and my biggest issue with this teaser is the fact that it reminds me too much of the trailer for Season 4 of 12 Monkeys from Sci-Fi. Now, if no one's watched that, the Season 4 trailer started off with this whole, like, kind of nursery rhyme where it shifted between each character, saying a different part of the nursery rhyme, similar to what they do in this trailer. Now, I know AMC didn't copy it, but it just feels too similar that I can't look at it as an original thing. It just feels like they copied Sci-Fi, even though I know they didn't. But it just is like too much for me that I feel like I've seen it before, that it's just not like an original thing for me. I do like how they do the whole shh thing at the end. That was kind of cool. But overall, the teaser isn't really my thing. I get why people love it, and I understand that, but to me, I just feel like I've seen this before, and it's just not as original as I was hoping it would be. I know they didn't copy Sci-Fi. However, it just seems too similar to that trailer, at least the opening of that trailer, that I can't look past it. And that's just something that makes me not like this teaser as much as I would if they had done something else. It's still cool. It's just something that I feel like I've seen before and just doesn't feel original to me. But that's just my opinion. So yeah, guys, those are my quick thoughts and opinions on some of the Walking Dead reveals. As always, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and share. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon. That way you don't miss any more Walking Dead content from me moving forward. And you can go follow me on Instagram and Twitter, which I have linked in the About section on my YouTube channel. As always, it's Vision here at Blind Entertainment, and I'll see you next time.